Yes. Okay, so default parameter value. If you have a parameter, you can assign it using a default parameter. You can rewrite this function called say hi, and then you can assign name is equal to Ray, and then messages welcome here, right? And then you can print hi and name, and then you can print a message, and then because this default parameter, if I directly run this, I have this function called say hi, but I did not pass in any parameters. Then those parameters will automatically be default, right? So it is basically saying that hi Ray will come here, right? And then what if you pass in one parameter? What will happen is it is treated as a positional argument, and then because you have a default value, then it is the compiler is probably fine with it. And then if you call say hi and then with Alex, then you'll just see hi Alex, and then welcome here. Okay, and then if you call this say hi Python is great, then Alex Python is great, then it overrides what is originally in there. So default value is there only when you don't have something to pass in there. Okay, and yeah, so that is that. And yeah, since I run this, it is pretty good. But for this, you can only pass in the other parameter using the keyword argument, right? So you can just do message is equal to Python is great, and then you don't touch this parameter name, and then it is the name is just still Ray, but message is different now. So like, hi Ray, Python is great, right? So and then you need to watch out if you try to let me add a code box. If you try to do say hi, and then you do Python is great, even though that you think that you are passing in a message, this this string is actually not put it in the message. It is actually put it in a name. So what will happen is, hi, Python is great, welcome here. So yeah, what happened is the name is overwrite by this string that you provided, but this is not actually the thing you want, right? So like, you don't really want to put a message into a name. So yeah, what you need to do here is you use a keyword argument. Okay. And what is the policy on that? So default arguments needs to place at the end. But I mean the end, I mean the declaration of this function. So like you do character, which so yeah, print a rectangle. It just basically means print a rectangle of a specific character, and then you can specify the height and the length. Okay, and then yeah, so you can have your default value followed after those values that you actually need, right? And then you can, in this case, you can simply do print rect, and then do question mark, and then the default value is 5 and 4, so it actually prints height is 5, length is 4, those this rectangle, right? And then if you only use this, sort of positional argument fashion, this 6 will only update this height, right? Because think about this, this question mark is put it into character, then the 6 can only goes into height. So if I run this, oops, I have not run this function. Okay, so yeah, you can see the height is increased to 6, and then the length is still 4. And then what you can do is you can do this. Print rect, and then question mark, and then you can do height is equal to 10, right? And then what you can also do is maybe you can do width is equal to 10 as well. Oh, length is equal to 10 as well. Oops, don't write equal, just write equal. Okay, yeah, and then you can also change this, right? And then you can do length is equal to 10, and then you can both specify, you know, those, and then it is 10 times 10 square. There's 100 question marks. Yeah, don't feel offended with those question marks. Yeah, you can also pass in use that using a keyword, like yeah. So in terms of that, um, the rule of thumb is if you always use positional, you're fine. You always use keyword, you are fine as well. If you try to mix keyword and positional, then you will need to put positional first and then keyword after. Got it? So that is the rule of thumb. Okay, as long as you follow this rule, your function call is all right. Okay, so that is that. And argument collection. Argument collection is the idea of, you know, when you're trying to define a function, you do not know how many parameter will be passed in. I mean, this is not a regular case, but you know, this is sort of like a special case, but I'm just going to introduce it here. You don't know how many arguments that is coming. So what you will do is you will add a star right before this, right? And then what happens is you can specify how many books that you want to put. Like you can copy paste to books 3, right? Like originally there's 2 books. Now I want one more books. Why that? Books and knowledge. Yeah, just kidding. Yeah, so you can see here, print A is equal to 3. Print books. What happens to books? Books is a tuple. So those 3 arguments are actually passed in as a tuple, right? And if you print books, then it is a tuple. How do you iterate through each of those boxes? You do for B in boxes, right? And then you just print B, and then you can get each of those books. And what you can also do is this. But if you try to, if you define it like this, so if you have books as the first argument, this because you don't know, oops, yeah, you don't know how many books are there, and then you are followed by a num. So you are followed by a parameter that needs value, and then on the on the on the first argument, then you know, you don't know how long it is. So that is when you cannot use positional argument, because when you do only yeah. So let me comment this out and then uncomment this. If you do something like this, right? So you're expecting that book 1 and book 2 will go to books, and then the number 3 goes to num. But what happened is that it is saying that missing one requirement for key only argument num. So on this error message, what the information you can get is this. So 3 is passed in a tuple of books. So you are basically only providing one argument to this function. So that is basically saying that this is not valid because I need a argument for num. Right, and you might say you might be pretty unhappy. Like I passed in this number as well, right? I passed in 3, but the compiler does not recognize this. The container does not, the interpreter does not know what you're talking about, right? And what you should do is you use a keyword argument, right? You just specify those ones goes into the book, and this number 3 actually goes into num, right? And then that is the way that you can the compiler can tell, those 2 goes into the books, and the num 3 goes to num. And then when you try to run this, well, yeah, it works. So if you print books, then you see those books list. And then when you actually print num, there is actually value 3 here. Okay, so yeah, that is function arguments here. Also, if you have 2 stars in front of a formal argument, then you can collect the parameters using format of dictionary. What that means. Here is the example. So if you have a function like this, you're taking quite a lot of parameters, and that is fine. You can have x, y, z, right? Z is equal to 3. That is a default value parameter. And then this one is books. So you don't know how many arguments that you will be passing in. And then this is scores. So this is basically a dictionary in there. And then what will happen is that think about this. So when you're trying to call this function, you would say 1, 2, 3, and then those are iOS and Android for those books, because you are basically passing in it by positional, right? And then you just leave those for boxes, and then those 2 parameter are actually like dictionaries, right? So this is a format of dictionary. You can change whatever in there. C++ is equal to 11. You can do something like this as well, and then you try to run this. Yeah, I mean C++ does not make too much sense. CPP, okay. It must be the plus equal sign that is confusing the the operator, the compiler. Okay, so that is the case. I mean, that is not normally used, so this is just there for you to know. Okay, we have last 10 minutes. Okay, I am gonna try to explain this. This is quite a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna try my best to explain this in 13 minutes. I think that should be enough. Okay, so 参数传递机制is like how values are passed in Python. Okay, so in Python, the passing parameter is called passing by value. Pass by value. And what does that mean? That means that only value of those parameters are actually copied, are actually passed in. So only the value will pass, not the actual object. So what happened is it creates a copy of the object that is passed in. For example, if you call swap AB, then you will create a copy of A, which is A equal to 6. You'll create a copy of B, B is equal to 9, and then you'll just do the function, right? You'll just perform a task in that specific function. And then after the task is done, when you try to print, for example, if you do swap A and B after the function is done, and then you might think that A and B value is now swapped, but this is not. So A in swap is 9, B in swap is 6, but A after swap is still 6, and B after swap is 9. So yeah, this is what happened. Okay, actually want to create a join here. Okay, so this is a space. This is the main stack. Okay, and what main stack is this is sort of main function, and then you have here A is equal to 6, B is equal to 9, and then when you call the function, it goes to another stack. This is the stack for swap. Okay, this is a stack for swap. And what happened here is that when you're passed in, it creates another copy. A is equal to 6, B is equal to 9. And then in this space, those two values are changed. Now A is equal to 9, B is equal to 6. But whatever happens here, oops. Clear. Yeah, I'll just do something like this. Okay. Yeah, I haven't not used drawing for this Zoom, but yeah, this what does this this whatever happens here does not affect anything on the main stack. So after the function is finished, because you can see here this in this swap there is no return type. Okay, so after this is done, and then this whole memory is deleted, not deleted, but like give back to the give back to the the OS, the operating system. Then you'll only have this piece of memory, and then this embarrassingly, A is still 6 and B is still 9. So if you try to swap those two functions, those two variables in the main function, this is not a good thing to do. Okay, so that is that. And but there is another example. So in this case, DW is a dictionary. Okay, DW is a dictionary. it has the value A is equal to 6, B is equal to 9, and then I call a function swap DW, right? So DW is a dictionary here, and then it sorts of swap the value DWA, and then DWB is this. And then if you try to run this program, you see, A in swap is 9, B in swap is 6. So this is what we want. It is swapped. And then after we swap, you can see, yeah, DW here is A as well. DWA is 9 as well. And then DWB is 6 as well. And then, you might think that it actually changes. And you might think that this dictionary is passed to this function, and then the function does that thing to the dictionary, and then it comes back. And then yeah, that is not the case. It does not mean that Python function is passed by reference. What happens here is that, again, you have DW here in the main stack. I'm just gonna write main for short. And then for those of you who know pointer, DW is sort of somewhere here. The actual thing is here. For those of you who do not know pointer, pointer is the idea, and you can think of the idea of pointer as your home address, right? What happened is that 比如说有一个人知道了你的 home address， 对吧？但是呢，你现在呢，其实是你现在是在家的，对吧？但是呢，这个 main 是你的一个好朋友，对吧？但是他就是你现在并不在，比如说 main 的家里，对不对？但是 main 现在在家，然后 main 知道，就是在 main 里面，比如说某一个 variable 知道你家的 address 是多少，比如说 a equal to dw，right？And then 他知道你家的 address 是多少，那么当他要操作，比如说操作你家里的东西，虽然这样不太好，但是比如说，因为你是个 dictionary， 对吧？你这 DW 是个 dictionary， 那么dictionary 里面的东西，比如说这 entry A、B， 对吧？就是相当于你家的东西 ，A 等于 6，B 等于 9， 对吧？然后你可以不用这个 A， 可以说 D， 对吧 ？D is equal to DW，right？And then 那在我有了你家的地址之后呢，我就知道怎么样操作你家的东西。那么如果我 call swap function，swap function is here. Swap function is here. What happened is you have this DW as parameter. What happened is 就是它其实并没有把你整个家搬到这里来，它唯一做的事情呢是 main 把你家的地址给了 swap， 知道吗？就是比如说你住在哪儿几号几零几，对吧？那我这个 main 把你家的地址给 swap 给我另外一个 friend， 对吧？那我另外一个 friend 执行一些操作，来比如说动你家的东西，好吧？那动完你家的东西呢，那 main 这个 swap 再告诉你，OK， 我这个地址我用完了，我还给你，对吧？那么我现在再跑到你家去看一眼，你家东西是不是已经被动掉了，对吧？That is what happened here, right? So it is basically 就是那么 那么我说的这个所谓的地址呢，就是this idea called pointer，中文里叫指针。那就是说，你只是指在某一个对象上面，你并没有把那个对象移动，但是呢，你把这个指针给他，比如说交给了另外一个人，那么他有了你的地址，他有了你的指针，他就可以跑到你家来干活儿，比如说装修，对吧？他跑到你家来装修，那么装完修之后呢，你跟他说这个 swap 跟 main 说，我装修完了，你要不去看一眼，对吧？你要是再比喻一下，就相当于你在装修房子，好吧？比如说你现在买了个新家，买了个新房子叫 DW，对吧？然后你现在住在 main 里面，你住在 main 里面之后，你跟他说，我把这个钥匙和这个地址给这个装修公司，然后你去装修，好吧？装修完了告诉我，好吧？那么这个 swap 就跑过去，拿着你家地址，拿着你家钥匙，冲冲冲跑到你家里去，然后帮你精装修一下，好吧？那么装修完了之后呢，再把这个钥匙还给你，然后把这地址再告诉给你，说这个我装修完了，你要不去看一眼？那么现在我 DW 我 print 一下这个 A after swap，就是我装修完了之后呢，这个 DW A 就变成9，DW B 就变成6，对吧？那就是我装修完了，我干完活了，那这个东西里面的东西就被改掉了，好吧？那基本上 that's what happened. Okay, so that is what happened. Okay, let me actually stop the ink. 类似于云端差不多，但是就没关系，我们可以不要把那个，就可能云端会更复杂一点，但是差不多是这个意思，差不多是这个意思。对，但是呢，云端的意思是有 internet connection，但是呢，我们这个可以没有 internet connection，这只是我们比如说在 local memory 的里面的其他的一段 memory，懂我意思吧？就比如说，说实话，对，就是你在同一个家里，比如说你房子是一样的，你让别人去装修另外一个房间，懂我意思吧？差不多是个意思。那么你还是处于同一个屋檐下，但是呢，就是另外一块房间，基本上是这么回事，好吧？那这个就是这么回事了。那这个参数的传递，也就是 pass by value，也就是这么回事。那么这 DW here 其实是什么？其实是一个指针，其实是一个 address，对吧？那么你把 address 传到那个，但是呢，你说那 Python 这个环境，就是也不是说 Python 这个那个啥里面吧，就是 Python 这个语言里面呢，就是我觉得这个 基本上是不会跟你说这些，就是不会跟你 specify 这些，你把它 pass in 进去用了就用了，可能你也不知道发生了怎么回事，对吧？但是就是怎么说呢，可能还是得了解一下其中底层的逻辑，然后有些我跟你讲，有些匪夷所思的代码，你接触了不同 language 之后，你写出来的 bug 是不一样的。好吧，反正我只能跟你这么说，有些东西在有一些 language 里面，说实话并不是很友善。对，基本上故事就是这样。那好，基本上 today's lecture 也算是匆匆忙忙讲完了，讲了挺多东西的，主要是两个大点。这两个大点都挺重要的，一个是这个参数传递机制 function，一个是它的这个 Fibonacci recursion，对吧？一个是就是 basics of a function，就是知道如何用它，知道怎么处理这些事情。那么接下来反正就是这三个 exercise，今天都相对来说比较简单，基本上就是说very similar to previous question, but just moves to a function instead of just a simple program. OK，就是说你把它 actually define 成一个 function，然后你写一个什么 return type，写一个什么 return value 这样子。那基本上，今天的课就到这里，好吧？还有没有什么问题之类的？大概1-2分钟的时间，看看大家有没有什么问题。如果没有什么问题的话，那今天的课就到这里。All right, all right. Question once, question twice, question 3 times. OK, deal. OK, 看上去没有什么问题了。那今天就先到这样吧。然后反正 assignment 周五丢，然后 exercise 做一做。明天接着讲 lecture，明天基本上还是会讲 functions。Okay. All right. Well, you take up the assignment after. Yeah. I will definitely talk about it. Like, if there is need to take up, then I will definitely take up. Yeah, for sure. But I'll probably be next Monday because it is due like Friday night, right? So, yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, 就是 assignment 的话，反正你们要么就是，我觉得更好的方法 do it 就是说，你可以 save a copy, right? So in Google Colab here, you do file, right? And then you save a copy in Drive, right? Or you save a copy anywhere you want. If you're comfortable with GitHub, then go ahead with GitHub. Other than that, you save a copy in Drive, and then 那这样的话，你就是有你自己的 notebook。那你有自己的 notebook，就可以在里面写 code，然后写完 code，你把这个链接分享给我，那我就可以看，好吧？那基本上就是这么一回事。OK OK OK。Anything else? OK OK。No problem. Yeah. OK，yeah，反正对，有任何的这个问题，Discord 的留言或者反正我在 Discord 发消息，你点我头就可以私聊我，私聊我也没有问题。Assignment 是全部的 exercise 吗？Assignment 不是全部的 exercise，很卡，没有听清，好吧，没关系。assignment 是这样的，我不知道这天就是这个天同学是不是在那个啥群里，Discord 的群里面，但是呢，assignment 和的 link 我把它发在这个里面，好吧？我把它发在 to everyone，然后这个是assignment link，对，然后基本上就是这个是个 notebook，然后和我们天天上课 notebook 用的差不多，然后对，然后你跑到这里来 file save a copy in Drive，然后你就有自己的 copy，然后你就可以那个。好吧，然后这样我把这个 message，我把这个 assignment给它 pin 一下，pin message，OK，so oh yeah pin it，so here，就是你跑到我们的这个 class 的这个 channel 里面，然后你找到这个小订书钉，对吧？pinned message，here，这个是我们每天上课用的 link，对吧？这个是 assignment one。Okay, so yeah, that is it. OK，好，那么今天的 lecture 就到这里了。那反正有什么事情，大家反正联系我呗。我基本上看到消息有空就会回的，好吧？ 今天就这样了，拜拜拜拜。Okay,
Bye.
thank
Thank
you. Bye.
you. Have a good
Yeah,
day.
thanks. Have a good day. Thanks. Bye. Okay. All right.